And thank all of you for being here. I just took a small poll of the number of people in the audience that actually owns a phone, has family members that has a phone, and that drive, and it proves that all of you do. Reviewing those, that poll lets me know that a huge number of people out there are trendy. You know, it's a trendy thing to do, have a cell phone. It's the age of technology right now. And everyone wants to have a phone. As a matter of fact, some people have multiple phones. It's a trendy thing to do. It's pretty much like, I must have my phone. It's a matter of life or death. I'm Dianne Threat-Atkins, and I will discuss this evening some reasons that you will see we should not be texting while we drive. If I could get an audience member here to indulge me for a moment, I want you to simulate driving with that and texting on the phone at the same time. And see how well you do with that. See how well you can, I don't know if any of you have ever done it. You made a suggestion earlier that you could just hold the steering wheel and...
I bet she does.
Okay, but as I'm looking at all of you, he's having a difficult time, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to put the phone on? Okay, that's fine. As you can see, that's a very difficult process to do, is to try to text and drive, keep your eyes on the road, and not hurt anyone. You know, not run into any curbs or anyone else's vehicle. So that would be a reason in itself not to do it, because you can't control your car. Let me take a look at a video from Dr. Phil's show. And you will see the clear indulgence this young lady has, the negligence regarding her cell phone. It's as if she has to have this phone.
My daughter's selfie is absolutely addicted to texting and driving.
I got my driver's license 4 months ago. I text all the time. From the minute I walk out the door, I'm completely on the phone texting. I would say in a month I probably spend about 5,000, if not over that a month.
Every time Chelsea pulls out of the driveway, my mind just tenses up.
I don't feel afraid that I'm going to get into a car accident while texting, because I feel like I'm a good enough texter.
So to take it away from her, I don't know how to stop her from actually doing it.
I wouldn't say that I lie to my mother when I say I'm not texting. I'd say maybe I exaggerate when I say I never text. I say, oh, Mom, you know I don't use the phone in the car.
I expect to get a phone call and find this is a pretty serious accident because of the text messaging, and I don't know what to do about that.
I honestly don't think that there's anything that can make me stop texting and driving.
You've had your driver's license how long?
About 4 months.
And you've hit a curb because you forgot to shift gears while you were texting and did $3,000 damage to the car.
I did do that.
Second, you nearly hit a person on the street with your little sister in the car because you were texting. You received a $164 ticket for going 80 and a 55, and you were texting and didn't notice the change. You also drifted forward and hit a guardrail.
Yeah. But I barely scratched it. Little tiny scratch.
All of this while you were texting.
Yeah.
Are you that arrogant and self-absorbed that you would say, even with that driving record, I'm going to continue to do this because I can? You don't have the right to do that. You may think you can, and you may think you need to be plugged in about whatever's happening in school and the latest gossip, but I'm driving on that street, my mother's driving on the streets, all of our families are driving on the streets, and we're not really concerned with you being plugged in on the current drive.
That's the serious nature of some individuals that choose to text and drive at the same time. They're putting other lives at danger and at any cost. The numbers that were taken or rather given by Harvard Center Risk Analysis, shows that 56% teenagers admit that they talk and use a cell phone or text at the same time. In addition to 48% of the teens between the ages of 12 and 17 admit that they are in the vehicle with another teen that actually drives and talk or text. And of that, 21%, that total number of crashes are fatal due to an attempt at talking or texting on the phone. These statistics are from the National Highway Safety Administration. They calculate that 2,600 people will die in the year, and then another 330,000 are injured within the same year. Those numbers are alarming, and what's even more alarming is that a lot of people that are texting and driving do not see the serious nature of that practice. There's another study shown here on the screen from Virginia Technical Institute, where they did use some sophisticated cameras and used personal participants' vehicles to show the results of this survey, and it shows that 23% texting is 23% higher than any other distracting practice that you can do while driving. So it means it's really a serious issue. There is no reason that someone needs to have a phone to text someone a message while they're driving. It is a matter of life and death. There was a young man by the name of Caleb Sorahan that passed in December 2009. He was a recent graduate of Morgan County High School. His family pushed for the Senate to pass a bill in the state of Georgia, and I'm happy to say that that bill has been passed. It's Senate Bill number 360, which will become effective July 1st of this year. So hopefully with this bill and the awareness of everybody of the serious nature of texting and while you're driving, we can deter other drivers from doing this deadly, horrific act. Make the decision today. It is not a life or death situation, but it can be. We do not want to see a headline that shows any of your faces or any of your family members saying that they were texting or were killed by a driver that was texting at the time. So make that decision today to not text and drive. Thank you. Cool.